Hello, welcome to Community Connection. I'm your host, Gloria Enloe. The goal of Community Connection is to let people know what's happening in the Jefferson City area. We talk about fun, informative events that people should know about and try to get out to. And JCMG has been very helpful in our cause. They host a number of free seminars all throughout the year, and we're here today to talk about another one of those free seminars. This is going to be mostly for the women in our audience, though of course men are welcome to and encouraged to attend, especially if they have someone in their life that they're thinking about starting a new family with. And with us today from JCMG, we have Dr. Jody Berenson and Amanda Rodemann. And welcome to the program, you guys.
Thank you.
Well, the free seminar, as we said, is aimed at women, and it's a what to expect type seminar. But there's going to be different topics you talk about. We're going to talk about what to expect before you're expecting, while you're expecting, and then long after you return home. And Jody, I understand you're going to be talking about the what to expect when you're expecting part.
Right.
Can you kind of go over some of the things that you're going to be focusing on during this seminar?
Sure. During your pregnancy, there's a wide range of normal things that happen that seem very foreign to your body. And so I think that if we are able to address some of those questions and concerns of what should I expect, what is normal for me to go through, what changes will my body go through, and that kind of preparation, put it all out there before women are at that stage to kind of relieve some of their fears and their anxiety about pregnancy.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of books out there that people can read. I know when I was pregnant, I had all the different what to expect books and different things and kind of outline it for you. But I think it's helpful if people can get together and kind of talk about it in person too. Do you find that that's better if they actually talk to another person that's going through the same things that they are?
Absolutely. There's a million things out there to read, but when you can ask questions and talk to people that have gone through it themselves, I think that makes such a difference.
Well, Dr. Rodemann, you're going to be talking about what to expect after you get home. What are some of the highlights of what you're going to be talking about?
I think kind of like what Dr. Berenson said, you know, when you're pregnant, there are just so many changes that you go through. And people think, well, after I deliver my baby, I'm back to my old normal self. And unfortunately, that's just not quite the case. So I know personally, whenever I had my first child and I went home and things were happening, you know, changes that were going on with my body, you know, even being in the health profession, I was not sure if this was normal. So again, it's a good forum for us to explain what to expect, what's normal, and then if there are concerning signs, you know, good reasons to call your physician to talk about it.
Yeah, I know when I got home after having my first child, you think about it when you're pregnant, you're just trying to get to that point to where you have the baby, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, there's a baby there. What am I supposed to do now?
Right. So. And that's why I think it would be a great forum. You know, in these seminars that JCMG hosts, you know, they're intimate environments. They're not a big auditorium. It's nice, small conference rooms so that, you know, people will feel much more comfortable bringing up some issues that may be going on.
Right. Well, the target audience is obviously women, but should it just be for women who are pregnant or who have just recently had a child?
Absolutely not. Women of any age. We want women to bring their sisters and their moms and just kind of make this a fun girls' night. It will be a very fun time.
Yeah. Well, even if you're not thinking about starting a family right away, a lot of times when someone you know has a child, you kind of get drawn into that circle of, you know, support, and everyone kind of becomes involved. So I'm sure there's helpful tips out there, even for maybe grandmas that are going to be helping out, or friends that want to support their girlfriends. So. Well, Dr. Berenson, is there anything that you would really like patients to know as far as what to expect when they're expecting? Like one thing that you hear over and over again and then you have to assure people, or one thing you wish maybe that you'd known when you were expecting the first time?
Pregnancy is an incredible journey. Not everyone enjoys that journey, and that's okay. I think that if you go through pregnancy with kind of a more laid-back, casual attitude and with plenty of humor, that's your best bet.
Dr. Rodemann, one thing that you would really like to stress to people as far as what to expect when you get home?
Well, I think the biggest thing is don't base your recovery on the other media. You know, it's not normal for you to suddenly be able to exercise right away, have your beach body right back. It takes time.
Right. As far as the other segment that you're going to talk about, what to expect before you're expecting, I mean, obviously that's not going to be what either one of you are focusing on, but is there stuff that maybe women who are thinking about pregnancy should know, some highlights as far as what they should be doing to prepare and get ready for that journey?
Most definitely. I mean, in general, just having a normal, healthy lifestyle. So eating a healthy diet, decreasing alcohol intake, stop smoking if you need to, start exercising. Things that we know are normal and healthy is what you should be trying to do prior to getting pregnant.
Well, you mentioned exercise, and a lot of women might think, well, you know, once you're pregnant, there's, you know, you can't exercise, but I think that there's a lot that women can do, especially in the early months, that you don't realize. So, I know the one thing that we talk about too is making sure you get, you know, proper nutrition. You said the right nutrients, but is diet enough alone to do that, or should we maybe be talking about taking some prenatal vitamins?
All women of childbearing age should be taking a multivitamin. It can be a prenatal vitamin or just a regular women's health vitamin, because one of the most important things that a woman needs is folic acid, even before she gets pregnant.
When you have women that are coming into you for visits and stuff, or going home, and you know, and obviously you follow up with them, is it important for them to have a support system in place beyond just, you know, obviously they're the main caretaker because it's their child, but do you notice that there's better recovery times and a better experience when there's a support system in place?
Yeah, it definitely seems like women who have a strong partner in their life, who are willing to accept help from family members and friends, they seem to recover well, and they seem to do much better with breastfeeding as well, which, you know, is good for them and for baby. So I think a support system in place and fostering that process through your pregnancy is very important.
Right. And that's where we come to, obviously there's going to be a lot of women that probably attend this seminar, but the fathers in there, or partners too, could probably learn a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. Well, and I think too that, you know, when I was pregnant, my husband, a lot of the changes that I was going through and experiences kind of took him by surprise, especially, you know, when you're in those hormonal moments. And so I think that would be a good thing for him to hear that, hey, your partner is normal. You're going crazy. And this will pass too.
Right.
Well, Dr. Berendzen, obviously you've been through this before, and you have kids. When we talked about some of the past seminars that JCMG did, one of the things that came up was, I wish I'd known that. I wish there'd been something like this when I was going through it. Is that kind of what inspired this seminar too?
Yes, I think that we need to be more present in the community and be more approachable, and that women have lots of questions, and this is an excellent opportunity for those questions to be answered by people that have been there.
Dr. Rodemann, are you noticing the same thing, kind of, this is what I was thinking about, or wish I'd known when I was pregnant?
Most definitely. I mean, even though, you know, I'm in the healthcare profession, there's things that until you go through it, you just don't know that is something that's normal and common and all those sorts of things. So it's very nice for this seminar to be there for women to learn.
Right. Obviously, this is going to be open for everyone to attend in the community, not just JCMG patients. But would be nice to know ahead of time if they're coming, so people can RSVP. And it's going to be held September 25th, right? And it's going to be at the Hawthorne Bank Community Room. And it looks like Hawthorne Bank's been a really big partner in all these seminars.
Yeah.
If people have questions that they want to ask, specific questions, do they need to submit those ahead of time, or is it just going to be kind of an open thing where people can, kind of a free-flowing conversation seminar night?
Yeah, I think it's a kind of open seminar. You know, we'll, you know, give the information that we were wanting to, you know, let the moms and support people know about, but then there will be plenty of time for questions.
Okay. And I'm going to be covering 3 different topics. Dr. Berendzen, if there's anything that, like we said, there are books and things like that people can read. Any other resources that you would recommend to people, maybe online groups that they can go to, or things that they can do to help them even when, you know, after they go to the seminar and get some of their big questions answered?
Sure, there's a lot of information out on the web. The tricky part is knowing who you can trust and who doesn't give the most reliable information. And I think that at the seminar we'll be able to address some of those more reputable websites and literature.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank both of you for joining us here today, and good luck, and we're really looking forward to that seminar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'd like to thank everyone at home for watching JCTV. Again, that seminar is going to be September 25th, and it's going to be in the Hawthorne Bank Community Room. Please make sure that you do RSVP so that they know who's going to attend, and please bring all the questions you have. And like they said, it can be a girls' night out, so bring as many people as you want and have a little bit of fun with it too, because pregnancy can be a very fun time, as can new parenthood. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have new guests coming after the break talking about more events that are happening in Jefferson City. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Community Connection. I'm your host, Gloria Enloe. In the first half of the program, we talked with some doctors from JCMG that are holding a seminar later this month. And one of the things the doctors talked about was what they offer in the way of not only informing the public, but entertaining the public at all as well. They get the girls together for a girls' night out and just kind of present something that everyone can enjoy. And that's one of the goals of Community Connection, is to let people in Jefferson City know what kind of entertainment options are available to them. Well, we have Jefferson City tradition coming back to the Capitol, and that is the Jazz Fest. And with us today, we have Jessica Dulle from Capital Arts and Jeff Bassinson, a longtime Jazz Fest volunteer, to talk about what is happening. Now, the Jazz Fest has been in Jefferson City for many, many years, but over the past few years, it's changed a little bit and kind of evolved into something even bigger than it originally was. Jessica, would you mind talking to us a little bit about how the Jazz Fest is now kind of partnered with Capital Arts?
Sure. Capital Arts has been working with the Jazz Forward Initiative now for a handful of years, right, Jeff?
About 6.
Right. And our part of the festival is a competition that involves artists of all ages. You've got kids, you've got adults, you've got professionals, amateurs, and what we do for 2 days is we do an art competition in downtown Jefferson City, and we provide the artists with chalk. And so you'll see artists actually getting down on the city sidewalks and streets and actually creating these amazing images of musicians, and their little kids will do their favorite heroes, and you know, these impressive images you'll see of, you know, people, you know, falling into images, or, you know, where it appears to be something that it's really not. Mm-hmm. And so on Friday, September 7th, we're going to be having the Jefferson City area school kids come in. They're going to come in buses, and they're going to compete for a pizza prize for the winning class. We're going to provide a pizza party for them. And on Saturday, we're going to have a juried art competition where both professional artists and amateur artists are provided chalk, and they go out and become inspired and create images. And then later on, we have volunteer judges that are going to announce the winners, and we have cash prizes that we give out.
Now, obviously, this is kind of open to anyone that wants to participate, and you're going to have kids and adults, amateurs and professionals. So I think people could probably see an array of things, as far as kind of simple drawings to something a lot more complex.
That's right. We want to offer something for everybody. We want to encourage little kids that are just kind of starting out to pick up some chalk and start drawing, and judge them. They'll be competing in the same category with other kids. And then we progress up into adults. We don't charge any of the artists a price or fee to come in and participate, and we provide, Capital Arts provides them with the chalk, so they don't have to bring any supplies, they just need to bring themselves. It's free admission. If you're downtown on either the 7th or 8th of September, you can check out the drawings and talk to the artists. They'd be more than happy to talk about what they're doing. And then there's the second part of it, which is the jazz music, which kind of adds in a good mixture as well.
Well, and Jeff, like Jessica said, there's jazz music too. It's visual arts and also as well as music. Can you tell us about some of the music people will be hearing when they're downtown?
Sure. The music, again, it's Saturday, September 8th, and the music will start at 2 p.m. We have the University of Missouri jazz band, jazz ensemble. They're going to open up. Followed by Tom Andy's trio featuring Margaret Bianchetta, who's a vocalist based out of St. Louis. Originally had been in Columbia for several years, moved to St. Louis. She'll be coming back to perform with them. Followed by Michael Terry Group, which is a blues band. We like to mix up jazz with blues groups on occasion. Michael Terry Group will be coming in from St. Louis. They'll be the third group. Fourth is a fantastic Latin group called the Sons of Brazil, who are out of Kansas City. And then the last performance will be about 7:40 at night, and that will be Aaron Bodie, who will be from St. Louis. The music will be going on early on while the chalk art competition is still going on, and the judging as well. The chalk art will eventually finish up probably, mid-late afternoon, maybe a little bit later? Or
Right. The artists are going to start around noon right after the Labor Day parade ends through downtown Jefferson City. So they'll start around noon, and then they'll end at 5, and then the musicians will be playing.
Right. The music will continue playing from 2 o'clock to almost 9 o'clock. So all the music is free. There is no cost to be able to come down and see either one of the events. It seems to collaborate very well. While the music is going on, people will sit and watch and listen to the music. In between sets, between taking down one band, setting up another one, a lot of people, you can get up and walk out and look at some of the artists' drawings. And they just seem to work together really well, and that's why this is our 6th year of collaborating between Capital Arts and Jazz Forward Initiative.
Right. Well, and obviously you have music going on for a big portion of the day at several hours, so people can come out and sit and watch everything if they want to, but they're also free to kind of just wander around and maybe drop in and out of the concert that's going on.
Sure. We're going to have chairs, tables set up out in the middle of the intersection. It's going to be the same stage that they usually have for Thursday Night Live. It is at the corner of Madison and High Streets. The chalk art will be all of High Street going from Jefferson all the way to Monroe. The stage, like I said, is Madison and High. Tables are there. You can also bring some extra chairs. If you have your friends, bring them along. It should be a really, really good time.
Now, we've noticed that there's a lot more stuff going on in downtown Jefferson City, especially since they made that kind of a festival district area. Do you think that helps having the Jazz Fest in that location where people can come and drink and eat and kind of be merry?
Well, you'd hope that you have a lot of people come down to the area. There are some restaurants and bars that are participating with this as well. And it should be an open and comfortable, relaxing atmosphere that people will be able to walk through and just enjoy the art and the music. So you hope it brings a lot of people downtown, because you always want to have a big event.
Right. Well, and obviously this has been going on for several years, and it's been in that location for a few years now. Is there usually a pretty big crowd out there?
This is the 2nd year that we've been downtown. Prior to that, we were at Memorial Park, and there was a pretty good crowd there, and we're trying to just increase the numbers. It's been fairly successful. I mean, I think, Jessica, you had a lot of participants in last year's event.
We did. We had artists of all ages. I want to say there were around 75 on the Saturday event, and then we have tons of kids that participate on the Friday event. But I think what both of the organizations, the Jazz Forward Initiative and Capital Arts, does really well is we want to make art, visual art, music accessible to everybody in the Jefferson City area and surrounding areas. And that's why we want to, promote the event and also provide it for free at no cost, so that people can come in and out of the festival district and listen to the music and see the artist and, not be charged a large amount. They can just enjoy the day.
Right.
One other thing that Jazz Forward Initiative does is we have something called Jazz on Wheels. We'll take one of those groups, or sometimes more than one of the groups. We'll be able to go to one of the elementary or secondary schools, play a small performance, and then take questions and do a Q&A with students in some of the schools around this area. We've got one group coming in to do that this year as well. So it's
really cool.
a free concert for the kids to expose them to a musical genre that they might ordinarily not have exposure to. So.
Right. Well, obviously, in Jefferson City, we have a great jazz station. We have KJLU that plays great music all day long. But other than that, I mean, there's not a lot of chances for people in Jefferson City to see live jazz acts, at least not for free, I would think.
Well, yeah, that's true. This is an event that they've always tried to keep it free, and it has been. This is the 21st annual Capital Jazzfest. Jazz Forward Initiative has been operating since about 1998 of that, and it's always been a free concert. And like I said, it's just an opportunity to have America's truly original musical art form in a place where it doesn't play too terribly often. Mm-hmm. And it's just nice to see the people come out and just enjoy the music, and that's really the bottom line. Is when people get exposed to the music, hopefully they'll enjoy it, and hopefully they'll come back and support it the subsequent years.
Now, Jessica, having run the art competition aspect of it, obviously you can see a little bit about where people are coming from. Do we get some folks from out of town that come down and participate in this?
We do. We actually post the competition information out in Jefferson City and the surrounding areas, but we also put it on the arts councils in our surrounding areas. The Missouri Arts Council also posts information about it as well. We want to encourage artists in the state to come out, because this is one of our really big events that we do as Capital Arts, is this competition. We want to make sure that we don't have to charge artists to participate, that we do not have to charge the public to come and enjoy it. We make it accessible, and so that everybody can have a great time. We do give out cash prizes to the winners. This year we're going to be giving out over $1,000 worth of cash prizes.
Wow.
So this is really a great way for Capital Arts to be supporting the visual artists in Jefferson City and around.
Okay.
Also, some Cracker Jack artists do come in. Another part of the collaboration that we have with Capital Arts is they will provide a piece of artwork to be used for the poster to represent the next year's collaboration. This year was a piece, we've got it on our posters. It was by Nathaniel Johnson, is that the name?
Yes,
yeah,
that's
okay.
correct.
It was a beautiful piece, somebody playing, I think it's a Gibson ES 335, and he's surrounded by a floating piano key. And it was used for the poster for promotional purposes this year, and it just fits perfectly in the genre of what we're doing.
Yeah, I've seen those posters around town, so that's a good sign. But yeah, it's amazing what people can do with chalk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really is amazing, and we love having the two worlds kind of combine. I think the artists get really inspired by listening to the musicians, so that kind of comes out in the work. So it fits really well.
All right. Well, Jeff, real quick, if you could remind us again when and where.
The Capital Jazzfest and Capital Street Art Fair will be Saturday, September 8th, downtown Jefferson City. The chalk art competition starts at noon, around noon, after the Labor Day parade. The music will start at 2 o'clock. It's at the intersection of Madison and High Street, and it's free and open to the public. We'd love to see everybody come down and enjoy themselves.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining me today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we appreciate our viewers at home for watching JCTV. Don't go anywhere. We have more great JCTV programming coming your way. Thanks for watching.